Alright, it's time to rank another soundtrack, and this time I'm going to be doing Dragon's Lair on the NES. As always, I'm just doing the stage themes, no opening theme, no ending, etc. Just the 5 stages, and I did exclude the elevator shaft as one of them, even though it is kind of an interlude between stages. I think of it more of as like a select screen, and it's just one shitty loop anyway, so it doesn't count. I'll preface this like I normally do by saying that this list is just strictly my opinion. It's completely subjective, so feel free to leave your opinions, your thoughts, how you would rank this soundtrack in the comments. I encourage discussion and debate. So without any further ado, let's get on with the list. Number 5, The Gold Mines. It's a pretty decent riff, but they went fucking overboard with the delay effect. And it's smattered all over the lead and the bass. They're clashing all over the place and making it sound like the wrong notes are being played in some spots. I would have had the bass keep this effect and maybe turn it down a peg or two volume-wise, and left the lead clean. Songwriting-wise, it's okay, it's pretty minimal, but production-wise, this was a misfire. Number 4, The Entrance Hall. This song is pretty repetitive in the sense that it's the same riff over and over again, but at the same time, it's not. It's different variations of the riff as the root note changes up. So while it's very samey all throughout, it doesn't get tiresome, at least not for a little while. There's enough variation in there, and the riff in question that does repeat itself a lot is pretty decent on its own. One thing that I'm not a huge fan of is how the lead, the bass, and the percussion are all following the same pattern together. That stuff is fine for certain parts of the song, and of course you want the bass and drums to be in line with each other, but it really helps to have it working against the lead, and vice versa. And having the song branch off a bit into that would have improved it as well. Number 3, The Hall of the Grim Reaper. It sounds a lot like the Entrance Hall's theme, chord progression-wise, and there's even less in the arrangement because there's no percussion, like most of the soundtrack actually. But at least this one had the common courtesy of having the lead and bass not mirroring each other with almost every note. They do follow a similar trajectory, but they veer off into different paths enough times for it to work. Plus they're not both utilizing the same damn delay effect, which is a lesson that could have been remembered when The Gold Mines was recorded. On top of that, I love the dark tones, and it's twice as creepy without the drums. I'm glad they didn't include any here. Number 2, The Drawbridge. It starts out with a call and response riff that anyone who knows it associates it with the frustrations of playing the game for the first time, or any time really, as it starts off the horror of playing Dragon's Lair. It goes back and forth between a full-on chord from the organ along with a weird little blippy synth sound with a delay effect on it. It's a bit of a weird combo. Then the verse is a natural transition evolving from the intro, and you get some of those blippy sounds in behind it for good measure. It might come off as an odd-sounding piece for some, but I think it's a unique blend of sounds that works pretty well enough together. And it serves its purpose as a backdrop for the intro stage. And number 1, Singhs Cavern. Damn, and I thought Hall of the Grim Reaper sounded dark. And actually, I'd say it is still creepier in a suspenseful, pitch black, what the hell is coming around the corner type of vibe, while Singhs Cavern sounds more like you've just been swallowed by the mouth of hell. It just sounds like you're inside an actual fire. This is definitely the busiest song in the soundtrack, and it actually sounds like there's more going on than there really is, because the lead has just enough of a bass effect on it that it sounds like there's a bass playing on top of the lead in the background, when it's really just the one track. Then there's the understated percussion that has that weird wave sound at the end of every measure, which plays a strong role in the song sounding so warm. Literally, it sounds like a wave of flame. And then there's a nice cascading synth in the background to fill in all the gaps that are left and enhance the mood at the same time. It all just works really well when you compile the whole concoction together. So that's it for this list. here is a quick recap. Number 5, the gold mines. Number 4, the entrance hall. Number 3, the Hall of the Grim Reaper. Number 2, the Drawbridge. And number 1, Singhs Cavern. So that's it for this list. What are your thoughts? What do you agree with and disagree with? And how would you rank the soundtrack? Feel free to leave all and any of that in the comments. That'll do it for this ranking. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.